So, hi everyone, my name is Amber Rasho. I'm the Public Relations Director for Broadway in Detroit. And today joining us we have Savannah Fisher. She is an alumni here, so she sat in these seats just like you guys. She is from the cast of Jesus Christ Superstar, which is playing at the Fisher Theater right now until Sunday.
Well, hello everyone. What grade are y'all in? Come on, seniors. That's so great. I was a sophomore transfer here because my school was weird and middle school ended in 9th grade. So I came here, it was interesting. So I came here when I was supposed to start high school in 10th grade, and I was in Achievers Ladies Ensemble my first year. And then I went on to be section leader the next year, and I was president of Achievers in 2015-2016. I was also in Vocal Jazz Ensemble. Do they have that?
They do have that.
Hey, come on. Yeah. I was in Vocal Jazz Ensemble and was section leader in that program, and I also was in the concert choir from my junior year to my senior year as well. So I know all about that. It's really a vibe, so I really enjoyed it. Lots of responsibilities. When I was here, we did not really have many different categories of theater. When I was here, they wouldn't let us do a musical. They stopped doing it. I graduated from here as a vocal major in 2016. I was my class's valedictorian that year. So it's really cool to see that they're branching out and allowing you all to know that there are many different jobs in theater that you can't have. It's not just about being on stage. We need people backstage, we need management, we need crew, we need people at the box office, we need company managers running the show behind the scenes, we need stage managers. There's someone went on to be a musical theater performance major at Western Michigan University, learning about different jobs that you can have. Stagecraft, that's so cool. I didn't have stagecraft until I was in college. So y'all are ahead of even where I was, which is insane. I graduated from there with honors in 2020, and I went to move to New York, and I've been living in New York ever since then. So I've been there for a couple years now. After my senior year of college, I did a showcase for agencies, and I got an agent out of that showcase, and they let me know that I needed to move to New York as soon as possible, and they've been helping me get jobs from Broadway and beyond ever since then, so that's been really awesome. Thank you. I remember being in these same seats or being in the vocal major big rooms and having alumni come back, and it was really special to me to hear what they had to say. I never thought I would be like one of those people, but what you all have here is really special, and they would tell me that every time they came back, and now it's really marinating because y'all are so ahead of the game. When you go out into the real world, they don't know how to read music, they don't know really a lot about their craft. Like, you all have such a special gift and such special training happening here, so really cherish everything that's happening because it's really special, and you all are so much ahead of the game already. So congrats to you all for being here, for auditioning to be here, and for coming and putting in the work every day, because it's really going to pay off. My number one thing, which a lot of people were saying when they came, also for me personally, has been to keep God first. It's been so important to me to have an outside source driving me, and knowing that I'm just shining the gift that was given to me, and that it's not all about me. It's never about me. It's about letting people see the light of what God has given me, which is really awesome. And also, when things don't go your way, that's also a great time to sit down and be like, okay, well, I know God exceeds abundantly. When things aren't working out the way that I planned, God's plan is always greater than mine. It ends in a triumph. And that's been really important to me recently in trying to get different jobs and just finding my way in the industry. So, because there's so many no's and there's so much discouragement, but as long as you keep doing you and keep doing what you love and keep practicing and keep being a kind human being, that will get you so much farther than you think. People remember you a lot more than you think, especially in this industry. When you go into rooms and you think that they're seeing thousands of people, they somehow remember these thousands of people individually, especially the people who know themselves and who show up as exactly who they are, not necessarily looking to be what someone else is looking for. And just being yourself, that's been a really big thing that I've also learned so far, that people are really looking for these days. Not necessarily a cookie cutter version of character, but what you can bring specifically from your own personal life experiences to these characters and these roles in these shows. And you'll also become a better artist by digging deep within yourself and doing the personal work that you need to do and figuring out who you are. At your age, I had no idea who I was. I'm recently figuring out who I am. So it's okay to not know right now. That's not a thing that you really have to know. And also, you may change. So it's okay, but just keep doing the work and discovering what you like, what you don't like, what drives you, what you love to do, different art forms that you like. They all come into play. People in our show come from all different walks of life. A lot of them are dance. They grew up being dance majors and doing dance competitions. And some of them grew up doing vocal training and they are more vocalists. And some people grew up playing the guitar and playing instruments. And now they get to be in the show because they are instrumentalists and they're really good at that craft. Our Jesus and many other people in the show play instruments, and that was a requirement for them to book the role. So I would say, apart from what you do, it's always really cool to find other things that you love and somehow they'll be incorporated. I also play tambourine in the show. Never thought I was gonna have to play an instrument, but it's cool that I really like rhythm, and that's something that I've always worked on just because I love it. And it's paid off. Like, nothing you do is for no reason. It comes full circle if you just keep doing what you love and finding what you're interested in. And also take care of your bodies is my third point here. That's been really important as well. Make sure that you're drinking water all the time. I know it's really hard, especially when you have all these classes and all this rehearsal and all this stuff that you need to do. But water will keep you going. Even if you don't have food, you can survive off water for a couple days. Just fact. I'm not a scientist, but it is. So just remember, water is really important, and keep eating your fruits and vegetables because your body is your instrument. You want it to be able to have longevity. You want to have longevity in this career, and so you have to really take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, take care of your physical health, and that'll get you really far and get you where you need to be. We have 8 shows a week right now. And we perform Tuesday through Sunday, and we do 2 shows on Saturday and Sunday. And we travel and we get on a bus on Monday. So we're kind of all over the place. And so it's just really important to like stretch out and do what you need to do for your body so that you can do what you love to do. And my last tour, actually, I was on a tour before this one, and we would go to a different city every day. After the show, we also put up the sets. We did everything. We put the sets together, all the nuts and bolts. We wore our gloves. We got our set, which were these huge walls, out of this truck every day, and we put it back every day. I was running sound while I was in the show, so I had to know about sound equipment, and I had to know a lot of different aspects of theater during that time, while I was also required to sing and dance and act and perform. And we also laundered our own clothes. Like we were putting that show together, and it was a lot of work. And that's a lot of what's going on in the industry today. So just be prepared. But like I said, y'all are already ahead. Like y'all can do all this stuff. Like you can do anything that you put your mind to, especially the people sitting here right now. I can't even explain to you how far ahead you are. Like not even on bragging or conceitedness, but just because you all have a gift and you went for it, and you have amazing teachers and you have amazing programs here. So you can do it. It's hard work, but to be something and be the best that they can be every single night when they're doing the show. So yeah, just keep practicing. That'll also get you a really long way. There's a lot of people out here without technique, and they are still in these rooms, so like they're looking for you. Also, what I've been learning is to take the work seriously and not myself. That meaning just do exactly what you love to do because you're serious about the work and you're serious about the craft that you're putting together. But don't be so serious about you that you can't play, you can't make choices, you can't be silly, or think that you look dumb doing something because you don't. Most of the time, people are not judging you. Like, they want you to go that extra mile. They want you to be authentic in your acting so that they can see and they can feel something. And just ignore the haters. If they're laughing at you or anything like that, they probably see something in you that they want or that they are too afraid to shine themselves. So just keep being you and keep shining your light. Like, people want to see that. And when you make a mistake or you do something that looks silly, it's okay. It's all a game. It's play. That's what you're doing. You're playing pretend for a living. So just try to have some fun. Like, don't beat yourself up over missing a line or not doing something right that you really worked hard on or that you really wanted to do. Just keep practicing. Like, if you do something wrong, rehearse. That's it. You don't have to beat yourself up. You can be kind to yourself on the inside. Oh wow, I really tried my best on that. And I feel really proud of myself for trying my best. I'm just gonna work on that part and it'll be so great next time. Like, just positive self-talk and practice will really get you a long way. So don't be afraid to get out of your head and into your bodies and be silly and weird around people. It doesn't matter that much. Most of the time people are only thinking of themselves anyway. And if you do something weird, like if I trip right now, y'all will probably think about it for maybe 1 second and move on and think about the rest of your day. You'll probably never think about me ever again. And maybe you would sometimes, and it would bring you joy, like you laugh, and it would be funny. Like, when you think you make a fool of yourself, that sometimes it really does bring joy to other people. Like, they'll laugh at it, and it'll mean something different to them than you think. It'll be more positive than you think. So it's okay to be silly and make fun of yourself, like it is what it is. And yeah, just be a kind person on top of that. That also goes a long way. Like she said, there are some crazy people in this industry, and some people are not very nice. And so the people who are kind, I'm not saying let people walk over you, don't let people disrespect you, don't let people take advantage of you. Have your boundaries and stick up for yourself in a kind way. But just always remember to be a kind person because that brings you so far. People will remember you for that. Every city that I go to, the props people are always my best friends somehow at the end of it because I find that I'm the only person who's really nice to them. And so they just remember you and they want to work with you again and they recommend you for other stuff. If you need any other initiative to just be a kind person, be kind because people will remember that and they will tell other people and it will get you more props in the future. Even the people you're sitting next to right now. There are people who I still work with from DSA and who I've traveled with and played music with and been in shows with. To this day, they asked me to be a part of their projects because we were nice to each other while we were here. And we all knew that we loved it and we were good at what we did. So the connections are starting right now. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. Just be nice to each other. Don't be bullying people. Don't be mean. It's not cute. So just be nice. People are gonna remember that and it's gonna follow you throughout your career. Even rooms you haven't walked in, your name could be mentioned. And also these casting directors ask people you know. They call people from your past projects and say, how was this person's work with? Did they care? Did they show up on time? Also, that's another thing. Be on time. Sorry, I'm throwing so much at you. I'm like everything I've ever learned. Be on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. So always show up to places early. I try to show up at the latest, like 5 minutes early. And people remember that professionalism. That it really speaks volumes and it goes a long way. And I know y'all are learning so much professionalism showing up on time and being a kind person and knowing your work and showing up prepared to rehearsals, showing up prepared to the show. When you get something, know your lines. If you have music, if any of you are singers, if they ever teach you your part, which is crazy because here they never taught us any parts. We would have to sight read it ourselves. But in the real world, they teach it to you the first time. After the first time, know it. If you've seen it already, know it by the next time you come in. That will be so impressive. If you go to your audition, know it. Don't try to read the paper. They let you, but it's a little distracting. Or at least know it enough where you can just glance at it and still be in the scene. So just try to be as prepared as you can all the time. Because people remember these good things about you.
It has that thought of you want to be college. I'm going to go to rehearsal.
Just keep going. Just keep going. And speak kindly to yourself in your head. That's been a really big thing. You just gotta do it. In college, I wanted to quit so many times. You have no idea. The amount of rude things people would say to me, like teachers, oh, you're not enough to be this role, or you're black, you can't play that. Which is ridiculous. Don't ever let anyone tell you that. You can play any role that anyone else can play. I don't know if it goes the other way around, but y'all can play anything. But I just got beat down so much in college that I wanted to quit almost every day. It's nice to have people who support you, but if it's only you just gotta be there for yourself and support yourself. Keep going. Like if I would have quit right now, I would not be here. I would not be in the show. I would not have gone to work. I wouldn't have done none of that. I would have been probably a real estate agent or something random. But I love this life so much more. And it took me to constantly remind myself that, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I love to do. Just find the love in it. Again, just find what you love about it and try to amplify that. And also I get inspired watching other works. When I feel like, oh, I suck as a singer, sometimes I'll watch Beyonce perform or somebody else, I'll just watch them live on stage. It makes me immediately want to get up and sing. Some people really have that effect on you where you see them and it makes you want to get up and do it. So I also suggest watching some plays, watching some musicals of people who could inspire you. Yes, I would say this is a great place to start. Once you find out who inspires you here and whose work you appreciate, try to just talk to those people, say hi sometimes. You don't have to be the best of friends. But just say hey, I acknowledge your work. I think you're doing a good job. That will go so far because a lot of people really just want to hear good things about themselves anyway. So it will go a long way if you just go up to someone and give them a genuine compliment, not wanting anything from them. Because also that comes across kind of weird. I wouldn't go into networking opportunities with the thought of, I want you to give me a job, so this is why I'm talking to you. But just looking at it, exactly. But just looking at it as oh, wow, it's more about being interested than being interesting. We actually have rehearsal right now that thanks to y'all I'm getting to not be at. We have rehearsal for the schedule every Thursday from 1 to 5, and then we do the show every night at either 7:30 or 8 o'clock, and then we should be out of the show by about 10. So sometimes the rehearsal days are really long in between, when you have to rehearse and when you have to be on stage. But that's not the case for the other days. The other days I have all day off, and then I just get to show up at the theater at around 6 to get ready, and I'm there until 10. It's a great question. I actually do have a lot of anxiety. I'm a very anxious person. But I really just try to focus on my breathing. That keeps me grounded, and that brings me back to the present moment instead of worrying about things that happened before or things that are going to happen. I try to just sit there and pretend that my feet are like a tree and that roots are going through the earth. And I sit there and I count to random numbers. Like if I count to 5 in, I'll count to 8 out. I'll just make sure that my breath going out is going just saying I'm nervous helps me as well.
Yes, I studied with Bill Moss at Bill Moss Academy.
I enjoyed it studying with him too.
It was the best. It was so awesome. I really gained a lot there. And I started off studying classically there, and we also would use that. Classical is a great foundation for whatever you're trying to do because it teaches you so much technique that a lot of people don't have when they just try to go out and like sing and scream. And I feel like musical theater is a lot of like belting and core work, and that classical foundation actually really helped me to be able to do musical theater. It helped me to be able to read music. It helped me to know have certain tones that people were looking for. Like in the show, we transitioned from belty stuff to a more rounded sound. And a lot of people don't know how to do it because they did not grow up singing classically. And so I feel like classical music really gives you an opportunity to use what you have and like branch out into other areas.